issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give
John Henry's
a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Friday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico with you, as well as special guest Jay Foreman. Gentlemen, what's up?
How you doing?
Why are you so awkward right now, Jay?
Because I have to be on my best behavior in here because you're uptight. It's all good.
Well, you were pushing me around.
No, it was
That was me standing up for myself.
I hear you.
Somebody's got to do it. Rico, what's up? Hello. Thank you. 402-464-5685. Honda Lincoln Hotline. The Starter Heyman text line, both open for you guys the entire show today, as well as Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 951 as well. It's Friday, which means weekend picks.
Love it.
In the last segment. Jay, do you want to participate in weekend picks today?
Is it the last segment or right now?
It's the last segment. Would you like to get? Well,
I will do my picks right now.
Well, no, because we can't go through the games again. I mean, we're going to kind of talk about it because we're going to talk playoff possibilities this week.
So you want me here for the whole hour?
Well, you don't have to be on the whole hour. You can just come back.
You know what? I'll do it.
Because here's the deal, Jay.
Hey, Jay, you're invited to stay the whole hour.
I appreciate that.
So
Thank you, Rico.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, Jay. We bring in Strick, we bring in Austin, and us four normally go against the spread. We figure out the spread. I can tell you the updated records.
Yeah, let's
Strick is 47-45 this season.
So he's below 500?
He's above 500. 47-45.
2 games over.
Rico is 63-71.
Dang.
Yeah.
I had a push.
He had a bad week.
I tried to push an Iowa game that was at a 2 instead of like 2.5. So I was like, all right, I bet they win by 2. And it was either I get 10 points, I get 5 points, or I lose 10, and I lost 10.
There you go. Austin is 58-64. And then I am at 79-51.
So you and Strick are the best.
Yeah.
Are you by far?
We do something that's called Super Lock as well, which gets you double. You get to choose one spread that you feel double, like most confident about.
And how much is
that gets double. So
how much is each game worth?
1 point.
Just one. But we go against the spread, not just who's going to win, who's going to lose.
Yeah, so it makes it difficult.
It does make it difficult.
It does make it difficult.
So you'll be like, I think Nebraska's going to cover, but they're still going to lose.
Yeah. So we got a lot to go. All right. Hey, so I want to. It's probably good that Jay's here because he can be the voice of reason at times.
Probably.
Yeah.
I was being honest. That's a compliment, Jay.
Thank you.
Here's the deal: the college football playoff potential. My headphones.
Can you stop messing with your
He turned them back off.
Just talk.
So the college football playoff potential, right?
Mm-hmm.
You look at Alabama, and if they beat Georgia, that messes some things up. Texas, as long as they beat Oklahoma State, that makes things a little more complicated. If Florida State loses to Louisville, same story there. And if Oregon beats Washington. Now, a lot of those are hypotheticals.
I mean, when Oregon beats Washington.
But funny enough, I'm predicting all those things to happen. I think Texas is going to roll over Oklahoma State. I think Alabama is able to beat Georgia. I think Washington tonight, Oregon, despite being the one-loss Pac-12 team, I think they beat Washington. By the way, they're 9.5-point favorites tonight.
Oregon
is.
Perfect.
And then you also have Florida State, whose backup quarterback might not be healthy against Louisville. Louisville lost to Kentucky last week because of turnovers. Louisville has a really good running back in Jawar Jordan, and they have an experienced quarterback in Jack Plummer. Yeah. Jay, who are your 4 teams if you had to predict them right now? Because
Michigan for sure.
Michigan for sure.
I think Georgia will beat Alabama.
Interesting.
I do. I think they will find a way to beat them, just for the simple fact that I think Georgia will be able to do a good job on Milroe to kind of keep them contained.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been able to kind of skate by, slide by all year. And then after that, it gets tricky. I think Louisville does beat Florida State.
Okay.
I do think they beat Florida State. And that's a good thing because I think Florida State in the Final Four, I think Florida State with Travis at their quarterback, or even a healthy backup quarterback, actually could be a formidable challenge. But with their third team quarterback,
not great.
And in Florida, pretty much had the game in hand for 3.5 quarters. It seemed like. Texas.
They're what are they? 7th or 8th?
They're 7th. So Texas is 7th. Alabama's 8th. Now
Alabama loses. So let's go to the Pac-12 first. Oregon against Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oregon's going to win because I think ever since that loss to Washington, they've played better football.
Mm-hmm.
But that spread, I think, is to it because I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon has a little bit better defense. I think Oregon's going to get in there, which I think they're one of the top 3 teams. Then it's going to get funky because if I had to bet, will Texas get through Oklahoma State? Mike Gundy, he's already won Bedlam.
Yeah.
But here's the deal.
I think try and send both teams out of the Big 12 losses.
But here's what I think: Texas gets in. Ohio State is just on the outside looking in.
But
people are forgetting about Ohio State sitting there at 6th.
Does Texas, Ohio State's not playing. If Texas wins, does Texas not only leapfrog Ohio State, but would they leapfrog a 1-loss Washington? Because they're undefeated. So Oregon would jump up from 5 because
they would take 4. They would take, hypothetically speaking, Florida State's spot
at 4.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where,
like, if those two lose, if Florida State and Washington lose, does Washington stay in the top 4? Does Oregon jump into there? Then you have 2 Pac-12 teams along with Georgia if Georgia beats Alabama and Michigan.
Yeah.
Or does Texas find a way if they beat Okie State to leapfrog?
I think it's going to be I think they have to beat the brakes off of Okie State. I think if Okie State makes it a game, or it's a ugly win, or however it doesn't pass the eye test, I think they don't get in. And I think it also depends on this game. If this game is exciting, Oregon and Washington, they'll put them in and probably put them opposite the bracket, so that it'd be two bully teams in Georgia and Michigan against 2 opposite teams. Yeah. So it's going to come down to the eye test.
Here's a kind of a hypothetical situation. Let's say Florida State wins, Georgia loses. Who goes in? A 1-loss Georgia,
they got
or an undefeated Florida State team. How much do you value the ACC championship?
So you're saying Alabama would be in?
No. Well, so here's the thing.
Does Alabama go above Georgia? So Georgia loses, Florida State wins, Michigan and Washington win, or are you saying Oregon?
Sure.
Michigan
and Washington win.
Okay, so Michigan, Washington stay, or Michigan goes up to 1, Washington goes up to 2, Florida State up to 3, Georgia down to 4. I don't think you bump them out for a Texas or an Alabama.
But do you value the SEC champion?
That's the hard thing.
Man, that's going to be
where
tough
I'm at, right? There's a lot right on that SEC championship game because those conversations with Georgia, how much do you value a 1-loss Georgia team compared to a potentially undefeated Pac-12 champion or a potentially undefeated Florida State team without a quarterback?
But also Texas would have to leapfrog. So if Alabama wins, right, they're right above Texas, but Texas beat Alabama. If Texas wins the Big 12, do you take Alabama as the SEC champion, or do you take Texas, who beat Alabama earlier in the season?
It's so difficult because Alabama, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, it doesn't feel like the same Alabama team that lost to Texas.
No, they're way better. They've gotten significantly
and I think
better.
that does matter to an extent.
It's no different than the Oregon-Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, Oregon is a different team. They're a better team now. Head-to-head does mean stuff. I think if Alabama is able to beat the number 1 team in the nation, they got to be in at number 4. If Florida State pushes through, they got to be in at 3.
That's tough.
Michigan goes to 1. and then does Georgia go to
Man.
2?
That's
what do you-
that's
or-
the key.
I mean,
You would
then-
have-
Where does,
you would
does
have to-
Ohio State just get left out altogether because they're not playing in a championship game? Does Alabama jump up to 3?
They would have to because you're not going to do SEC championship game again.
Yeah,
You have to. So
slide them in.
that's what I'm saying is it gets real dicey because you're going to have this Michigan #1 because I think we all agree Michigan's going to roll tomorrow against Iowa.
I don't know, man. Iowa punts real good.
Michigan #1. Then it's in whatever order. I think Oregon, right? Oregon will
Same.
jump from 5 to 2.
Yeah,
Let's say Florida State wins. Okay. Florida State jumps to 3.
Mhm.
Then you have to decide about having a team drop from #1, which is Georgia, to #4, and have put in 1-loss Georgia, or put in a team that jumps from 8 to 4, which is the SEC champion.
Does Washington have a chance of staying in the top 4 at all?
That's
If Georgia and Washington both lose,
I just don't think the committee will value
No,
a Pac-12
they don't value
runner-up
Pac-12.
over an SEC guy.
but if it's still
I just
close,
don't. I just don't.
yeah,
I
mean,
see.
it'd have to
because
It has to be
it's
SEC.
one loss. It's one loss for them,
Yeah.
and they're losing to a top 5 team, whereas Georgia's losing to a top 10 team and
Yeah.
number 8.
But I just think that
I would not want to be in that room. I would not want to be in that room.
It's dicey.
If
Commissioner
you're a playoff,
Sankey's going to flex his muscle. He
There
already
you go,
told you, and they say they've already been on the phone and they know. That's why I said, and the weird thing about it is Georgia's the easy favorite in this game to me.
See, and I disagree because this is a Georgia team that beat Georgia Tech by, what was it, like 10 points last week?
Right.
I mean, Alabama
It was-
got lucky to beat
it was-
Auburn.
It was not a good Georgia Tech team, obviously. Georgia hasn't been tested. They're around 60th in strength of schedule,
That's true.
which strength of schedule conversation has to come into play at some point
Sure.
when you're talking about these. That's one benefit that the Pac-12 may have over the SEC, where you're not playing Tennessee Chattanooga in week
Yeah.
11.
And they
Like,
actually
there's-
had a good year.
There's that,
Yeah.
and that's the thing is the Pac-12 had a pretty good year.
They had a really good year for them.
Yeah,
They had
very
a really
good.
good year for
Well,
them.
you hit on Oregon State, you hit on Washington State. Those are two programs
You
that
hit-
aren't
and you-
normally
and you double hit on Arizona.
being.
Yeah, that's
Noah
a count-
Fafita,
that-
man,
yeah,
hottest team in the country.
Right.
Noah
Yeah.
Fafita and the Arizona Wildcats. Shout out to Jed Fish.
Yep.
So
You hit on a ranked Utah, even though they had a down year for
Yeah.
them.
Their quarterback coming back, but he's been gone all year in
Mhm.
Utah. And then you can throw USC in, even though they've been
Yeah,
a disappointment.
still,
they
yeah.
still were ranked high for majority of the year.
are you surprised in Jed Fish's name not getting thrown around a little more?
No, because he just re-upped down there. And I mean, I guess I am a little bit surprised, but where would he go? Because
Because
I think his style of play necessarily doesn't fit
Mhm.
fit Michigan State.
I mean, you
It-
forget that this was an Arizona team that should have beaten USC.
He went for two. Yeah.
He went for 2. Well,
Yeah.
but they were also up by like 3 or 4 scores
Yeah.
early in the game, and then they caught up to them, and they decided to go for 2. That was the first game that Noah Fafita, the backup quarterback at that time, started. It was
Yeah.
against USC,
Right.
and they lost that game. But then the next week was when they started, and they haven't lost
Just
since.
started rolling.
Right.
They haven't lost since. It's been really fun. Like Arizona's a fun team to watch. Highly recommend checking out Arizona because I really like their quarterback, that Fafita kid.
Whatever bowl game they play in.
Yeah. So once again, 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line. Jay, so you're going to stick around for weekend picks in the final segment? It's going to be in
Yeah.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
There
I'll
it
do
is.
it.
How about that? All right, when we come back, we're going to talk Nebraska defensive coordinator because we all heard the news today. It's a big one. It's been kind of an up and down week, right? Yesterday morning, you kind of come into the studio, come into the start of the day on Thursday, and it's, oh no, Tony White's going to USC. Well, a little over 24 hours later, he re-ups with Nebraska, gets a raise up to $1.6 million per year for each of his final 2 years that he's with the Nebraska football program with his current contract, that is. How big of a deal is that for Nebraska football? That defense that will lose a couple pieces. They do retain the defensive coordinator, though, and it's the most that Nebraska's ever paid for an assistant coach in program history at $1.6 million. So we'll talk a little bit about that, what that means for Nebraska as a program, and much more coming up next. You're listening to Happy Hour. Shout out to Empire Fence and Netting for all their support as always. We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know the new Honda sales are going really good right now at Honda of Lincoln, and with that, a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in. Can you tell our listeners about your pre-owned selection?
I'm happy to, Charlie. Like you said, with new Honda sales going very good, we have a lot of fresh trade-ins coming in daily, and not just Hondas. We have just about every maker model you can imagine, with over 100 pre-owned and certified pre-owned to choose from, and prices starting at just $5,900.
Wow, what about financing?
We have financing as low as 3.29% APR on certified Accords and CRV.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. And Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Whether you're booking a trip to Lincoln for a football game or a volleyball weekend, the Scarlet Hotel at Innovation Campus is the place for you. The Scarlet Hotel is special on many levels, from the delicious Well and Good restaurant on the main floor to the coolest rooftop patio bar in Lincoln, the Barred Owl, on the top floor of the hotel with great views of the city and one of the coolest drink menus. Book your stay or book a staycation today at scarlethotelnebraska.com.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
If you're not going to Memorial Stadium for a home game and don't have any travel plans for away games, there's a great place in Omaha to catch the action, the Inner Rail Food Hall. There's plenty of space. The Backstretch Bar has amazing game specials on game days. $15 Blue Moon and Bud Light pitchers, $6 margaritas, and $6 Moscow Mules. And if you're hungry, take in some of their great options from their game day pizza specials. Do football game day right in the Inner Rail Food Hall in Exarban Village in Omaha.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, expecting cloudy skies. A few sprinkles and flurries are possible throughout the day. Otherwise, we'll see high around 37. Tonight, probably cloudy with a low of around 20. And tomorrow, probably sunny skies with a slight chance of rain and snow, especially in the afternoon. We'll see high around 40. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brandt.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
This is a house of learned doctors.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
As soon as your eyes shut, I'm going to punch you square in the face.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the show, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Earlier this morning, Nebraska announced the restructured contract for Tony White. How about this? After guiding Nebraska football to its best defensive performance in the Big Ten era, Huskers associate head coach and defensive coordinator Tony White has signed a restructured deal. White has been a nominee for the Broyles Award in both 2022 and 2023. Under the terms of the restructured contract, White's annual salary has been increased to $1.6 million per year for each of the 2 remaining seasons on his contract. Previously, Tony White was making $1 million per year. So you would talk about a $600,000 raise for the defensive coordinator. We know that he had been interviewed, right? Had been reached out to from various destinations, USC probably one of them, as well as San Diego State. Syracuse was also somewhat in the mix.
As a potential
as a potential landing spot.
I'm sure there were others that we didn't hear about.
I think also, though, when you look at Tony White, there needs to be, and this is not going to, I don't want this to come across as a knock, there needs to be more of a resume, right? Like you look at some of his resume, and in terms of being a head coach, I mean, where he's been the defensive coordinator now in 3 separate spots. And this could play a factor into why he's not quite a head coach or didn't get the head coaching job this season. Also, San Diego State has elected to go more of an offensive route. Historically, they've been the defensive-minded type of head coaches. Well, now they're trying a whole philosophy change to where they bring in an offensive mind like Sean Lewis, who we know what his offenses looked like at Kent State while he was the head coach there.
Yeah, but they're
with
taking
the Golden Flashes.
They're taking a guy who lost his job halfway through the season.
That's right. They're taking a guy who got demoted on the Colorado staff. But if you're Tony White, like you were at Syracuse for 4 seasons, I believe, from 2019 to 2022. You were at Arizona State in 2019. Arizona State 2019, Syracuse in 2020. And then now you're about to enter your second season as the Nebraska defensive coordinator. these next couple of years are where you could really see the wheels turning and start to see some wheels put in motion for Tony White to get a head coaching job, wherever that may be. And there's going to be openings as we see it every single year at some of those interesting ones, right? Like Cal's always one that's like, all right, maybe that's going to be an opening. Or Arizona State is also one where they hired a new coach, but Arizona State doesn't look great under first-year head coach Kenny Dillingham, the former Oregon offensive coordinator. So
we'll see how much longer Chip Kelly has at UCLA.
like things like that, to where they're good landing spots for a first-time head coach, right? Like the Oregon States of the world that got Jonathan Smith his start, Washington State where Jake Dickert has been able to get his start. So I mean, you look at those kind of places for a guy like Tony White, especially West Coast, being that he spent 2009 to 2017 with San Diego State. That
Got a lot
definitely,
of connections out
definitely plays a factor into the next job for the Husker defense coordinator. It's the most that Nebraska as a program has ever dished out for an assistant coach. We talked about it when Matt Rule was hired. There was that $7 million pool for assistants in reference, and just for more context. How about this? Mel Tucker had a $7.5 million assistant pool. Jonathan Smith is getting more than Mel Tucker had. You have Mike Elko. We do not. Mike Elko down at Texas A&M is getting an $11 million assistant salary pool.
That's a lot.
So, I mean, you look at this, and Nebraska, they gave Matt Rule $7 million, which at the time was real competitive with the market. But now, after 1 year, they were just using a little over $5 million, I believe, in assistants. And that's not counting the strength coach Corey Campbell, who's making $450,000. So when you look at Nebraska, there was a lot of wiggle room for Matt Rule to work with. Here he dishes out another $600,000 per year for Tony White to get his salary up to 1.6. Marcus Satterfield, for what it's worth, making 1.4. I would also not be surprised if we see more raises and salary changes on the defensive side of the ball for the better.
Oh, definitely.
Like I could see like a guy like Rob Dvorak potentially getting a little bit more. I could see Terrence Knighton especially getting a little bit of a raise.
Evan Cooper?
Maybe. It's not, I mean, the defensive backs weren't great.
The defensive line and linebackers were...
Defensive line especially.
Yeah, Terrence Knighton
with Terrence Knighton.
Did a great job.
Especially, you want to talk about the retainment of a guy like Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmaker.
Convincing Ty Robinson to come back for a 6th year was massive.
I mean, it's big because that's a guy in Ty Robinson that, I mean, Nebraska's hosted him before, right? It's those guys that, like, yeah, he's probably an NFL caliber type of guy.
He's got the body.
But you don't know necessarily if he's capable of being a day 1 draft guy or a day 2 draft guy. Nebraska hasn't had a whole lot of high draft picks in recent years nonetheless. But Ty Robinson's certainly a dude where could he have gone like a Garrett Nelson did last year and found a spot on the roster? Yes. But where's the bigger benefit? And I think everybody can agree that it's coming back to Nebraska gives Ty Robinson a bigger benefit for his future. So I think when you look at just Nebraska, I would not be surprised if this is the last, or if this is not the last raise that we see on the defensive side of the ball. Offensive side of the ball, probably. I would assume that not a whole lot's going to change there.
You'll
except
see some,
maybe a quarterback's coach gets hired.
I say you'll see some movement in terms of coaches' titles changing, but in terms of money getting dished out for the current coaches on the offensive side, I don't think you're going to be seeing much of that.
This is also big. I will say, like,
not like in a rude way. It's just
from a recruitment standpoint, like this, we see it whenever like a program gets a new coach, number one, or number two, when a coordinator re-ups or, reaffirms his commitment to the program, wherever he's at, whether it's Nebraska, Ohio State, Oklahoma, or Iowa, doesn't matter. You see recruits kind of gravitate towards that, right? Because at the end of the day, there is a lot of that that's involved in relationships. And for example, Tony White is currently at Omaha West Side right now. He's up in Omaha recruiting for Nebraska. Also, you have obviously the 2024 commits in Caleb Benning and a couple other guys from the Omaha area. Ed Foley was up at Bellevue West today. But you have a big guy in 2025 by the name of Christian Jones on that West Side roster.
Yeah.
Christian Jones is going to have plenty of options. He has over 16 offers from the likes of Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Nebraska. Has a lot of offers. Penn State's in on the mix, I believe, with Christian Jones. So you look at what Tony White can go into now talk about. It's just like a coach that gets either a contract extension, either is firmly in the boat, right, or is new to the program. They can sell them on, hey, I'm here. Like I just proved to you today, the news came out, and there's strategy behind this. They know when they were going to go out and recruit. There's strategy behind this in terms of we're releasing this on this day when it's in the front of everybody's mind. Everybody knows about it. So now Tony White can go into the school, into West Side, and look at Christian Jones dead in the eye and say, hey, I'm planning to be here. Like,
I'm
this,
here.
This is me.
They want to keep me around. You saw what I did. They want to keep that going. They're bringing me back. And it also works in keeping out the negative recruiting from other teams where, because teams do that where they say, you see that Tony White's being courted by all these schools. They see defensive players from Nebraska and they go up to them wanting them to come to their schools and they say, look, your defensive coordinator might not even be there next year. He might not even be there in 2 years, where now with that contract or not extension, but that re-upping, reaffirming with more money with his raise, it's, look, he's here for 2 more years with more money. We'll see how it goes from there, whatever. But at least 2 more years, you've got Tony White. Like, he's going to be your defensive coordinator. And like you said, that goes a long way in recruiting, especially with a guy like Tony, who is, from everything that we heard, really good with relationships.
Yeah, excuse me, I mean, just a fun guy to talk to, right? We find that out when you're looking at, I mean, when we listen to him at press conferences, right? Just a guy that loves to talk about football, and it's easy to listen to the guy talk about football when you're just listening to him, whether that's in person when we're interviewing him 3 feet away, or whether it's over the screen. So
you can tell he loves coaching because when he goes into the pressers,
he's sweating.
Yeah, he's sweating. Like he's out there, he's out there doing it. He's coaching hard.
He's sweating like crazy. By the way, just more on Christian Jones. This is going to be Nebraska's probably, number one in-state target for sure out of the class of 2025. He's the number one player in the class of 2025 out of the state of Nebraska. Listed at 6'3", 210 pounds. The linebacker Christian Jones from Omaha West Side. We saw him. He had a pick 6 in the state championship game just a couple of weeks ago against Elkhorn South. So currently predicted to come to Nebraska, obviously far away. He's, as I mentioned, number one player in the state of Nebraska, 122nd best player in the entire country, according to the 24/7 Sports composite rankings. Some of his offers feature Washington, USC, Texas A&M, Penn State, Michigan State, Kansas State, Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Missouri, who's a really good team now, and then obviously Nebraska's in on him. His primary recruiter, as listed on the website, is Rob Dvoracek, right? So you look at just, he's have been offered by the usual suspects, the Kansases, the Iowa States, the Minnesotas that come into Nebraska and try to steal some guys, but
try to poach.
But nonetheless, this is a big target when you look at 2025's class from that West Side talent pool that they have up there. The 15th best linebacker in the entire country, according to, once again, 24/7 Sports. Number one player out of the state of Nebraska.
You would expect those numbers to go.
You hope that you can lock him down once again, though.
Yeah, you would expect those numbers to go up once the football camps and all that start going. Granted, a lot of players are doing that. Numbers are hoping to rise, but with a guy like Christian Jones, you're hoping and probably expecting those numbers to go up, and seeing how athletic he is, that he'll be ranked a little bit higher come the start of next season. But Nebraska under Matt Rule has done, it's been a recruiting cycle and a half, almost 2 recruiting cycles once the early signing period gets here. They've done a really good job of locking down in-state recruits. So you have more, not hope, more, I don't know the word that I'm looking for, faith that Nebraska and Matt Rule and this coaching staff will be able to have Christian Jones in a Nebraska uniform at least 2 years.
Yeah, so I mean, Nebraska for 2025 already has 3 commits. They have Connor Booth, who goes to Bishop Neumann, Caden Vermas, who's at Millard North, and then Tyson Terry, the defensive lineman from Omaha North. Christian Jones is the only player ranked nationally in the 24/7 sports rankings currently for the class of 2025 out of the state of Nebraska. So Nebraska, Tyson Terry, second best player in the state, probably. Caden Vermas is probably around the 4th or 5th best player. And then you have Connor Booth, who's a little bit below him as well. So those 3 guys are committed to Nebraska for the 2025 cycle. Early signing day, as Rico said, is on December 20th. So just here in a couple weeks, as we are already in the month of December. So that's something to watch as we go forward. So, but news of the day, certainly kind of everybody can take a sigh of relief because Tony White restructures the deal, agrees to a $600,000 raise, and is now getting paid $1.6 million to be Nebraska's defense coordinator for the final 2 years of his original contract that he agreed upon about a year ago at this time.
Let's go ahead and agreed to a $600,000 raise.
Yeah. Let's let DP know. Let's go ahead and take our break. When we come back, we'll touch on volleyball as they get ready for Long Island tonight in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And then we'll also do weekend's picks. So we'll bring in Austin, Strick, and Jay. It's going to be a full house. We're going to be using all 5 seats that we have.
Perfect.
5 microphones as well, as all 5 of us will give our weekend picks. Once again, unsponsored, number 1. Number 2 is it's not recommended that you use our picks.
Do not.
Number 3, if you want to chime in with your picks, you can always do so. 464-5685 as we go against the spread. Coming up next in our weekend picks on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give
John Henry's
a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Red!
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Look at him and tell me there's a God.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary. Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick, Rico, Austin, Strick, and Jay are all with you guys. It's
a full house, baby.
Yeah, we got full seats in here. What's up, Strick, Austin? How we doing?
Hey,
great. Love being part of a full house.
Jay, welcome back.
What's happening?
What's cracking, man?
I'm trying to see. I'm trying not to go over for these picks.
All right,
Strick.
Here we go.
I'm trying to make sure. What was that? A Bud Light commercial?
No.
What commercial that was?
I just remember Bud Light was
Scary Movie.
Was it Bud Light?
Dilly Dilly.
Yeah, Dilly Dilly.
No, I remember from Scary Movie.
Yeah.
With the Wayans brothers and the ghost face.
Awesome. All right.
Hilarious.
You ready for the music?
Nick has no
Hit it.
idea. Well, guess who's not ready?
Rico was just sitting on his phone
This
during the
guy's not
commercial
ready.
break.
That's not worth it.
All right, so once again,
So
we
sad.
got we can. If you have an idea for Jay, by the way, if you have an idea for a side bet, at any point, at any point, just let us know.
Just a,
We'll
like a
just make a side
situation.
bet. Yep. So, for example, for the Iowa game a couple weeks
Oh,
ago,
gosh.
it was like over under a certain amount of field goals.
Okay.
All right. So, if you have any idea that comes to mind, anything random, feel free to just fill us in.
All right.
We'll do one.
Over under 1.5 SEC teams in the playoff.
Ooh.
Over under 1.5. Pac-12 teams don't play.
I mean, we could do that. I'm going to say
I'm
under
gonna
on
say
that.
under on that.
I'm going to say
I'm
under.
Or you
rolling
can just
under.
pick which conference gets 2 in.
But nonetheless, we'll figure something out here.
All right.
We're going to start with the Pac-12 championship tonight.
I knew it.
Strick gets
Why,
all
it's
fired
tonight.
up. Strick gets all fired
Of
up.
course you knew it.
7 p.m. on ABC tonight. Number 5 Oregon against number 3 Washington. The Ducks lost this battle a few weeks ago to Washington, who's currently undefeated. But Oregon is a 9.5-point favorite this evening. Rico, go ahead.
Gentlemen, when I tell you that this game is for the Heisman and the winner will take home the Heisman, Bo Nix is going to put his stamp on Washington. The Ducks walk out with a double-digit victory, go to the playoff. Bo Nix wins the Heisman. Give me Oregon.
Sidebar about the Heisman and Bo Nix, where this game's taking place, I believe, in Las Vegas. LSU put up a Jaden Daniels billboard right outside the stadium.
How
where
dare they?
where they are going to play between Michael Penix and Bo Nix, by the way. All right, Austin, who you got?
Everything that I read, everything in my head tells me to take the Ducks, but my heart and my gut tell me Washington. At least to cover. I don't know if I'm going to say they win, but give me the Dogs.
You my boy. Same thing. Right there. Same thing.
I'm going to say same thing.
You're
Jay,
going Washington to cover?
To cover.
he's to cover because it's 9.5.
I'm going the Oregon Ducks big. I think they're going in by 10 plus.
There it is, baby.
They're going to cover.
I'm going to take Oregon as well. I got to remember to say since I've already made all my picks, I got to remember to say mine. All right.
Yeah, Nick likes to not say his picks, and then he's like,
and then he changes.
He's like, yeah, I went 8-2 this week.
Yeah.
But hold on, there
I've
might be
offered
some
them to fact
conspiracy
check.
out here.
I've offered them to fact check.
They're going to want Oregon to go big, and listen, they're gonna try to push them in. Yeah, switch mine.
You go. This is what he does. This is all he does. We have to put a time limit.
Yeah.
We need one of those. We need at the end.
There's something in there. There's some mojo out here right now.
We need the timer where you can flip it over and the sand runs out. When the sand runs out, Strick can't change.
He changed on a dime, though. I like it.
We'll be at the end of the picks, and Strick will go back to the first one and be like, I actually don't like that one.
Let me change my super lock real quick.
All right, so moving on in Big 12 action, number 18 Oklahoma State against number 7 Texas. This is an 11 a.m. game on ABC. Texas is a 15-point favorite.
This is the one I say Texas, Oklahoma State covers.
Oklahoma State covers? Yeah.
15's a lot, but Texas knows that if they want any chance of making it into the playoff, that they have to put up a big number. And I think even if they're winning by 14, whatever, 2 touchdowns late, they're going to go for some more scores for them style points. So give me the Longhorns.
All right.
Sark and Texas are making diamonds right now. They are stressed. They're uptight. Gundy owns Sarkeesian. 2-0 against him. Post. Super lock.
He jumped up there real big.
Get up on the table, Austin.
What you got, Jay?
Dang, Austin, that's intimidating. I'm gonna go with the Gundy. They won Bedlam, and he's gonna save his best masterpiece for last.
All right.
See you, Texas. Oklahoma State covers.
I'm gonna
You super locking it too?
Nope.
I'm gonna say Texas covers. I think they win big. I think they win this by like 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Hold on one second. Pause. No, I'm just joking.
All right, here we go.
Big 12 doesn't want Texas to have it.
There is that.
Here's this in the ACC championship game. This is a 7 p.m. kick on ABC. Number 14 Louisville against number 4 Florida State. Louisville loses a rivalry game. It was one of the better games of the weekend that nobody was talking about last weekend, by the way. Louisville and Kentucky. Louisville loses that one to Mark Stoops. Here this week, they face a Florida State team that may be without their backup quarterback. It's unclear there. Number 4, Florida State, under Mike Norvell, favored by 2.5.
Florida State has looked good all season, but that was with Jordan Travis, and they look decent with their backup quarterback. I've been a fan of Louisville all season. Give me the Cards.
All right, there you go. Austin?
Florida State got some stuff figured out in the second half against Florida.
Yeah.
Is it enough to beat Louisville? Yes.
Okay, Florida
Seminoles.
State. How about that?
Disgusting.
Stricky. Florida State 2.5 point favorites over Louisville.
I actually don't think the powers that be want Florida State in this. So they either gonna win close or lose to Louisville. I'm just gonna stick with the lose to Louisville.
All right, there you go, Jay.
I'm going Florida State, man. Listen.
Coming from Miami guy too, that means something.
Listen here. Travis Johnson's one of my boys. He's one of the toughest dudes that I've met. He said he's feeling it. They no-blooded. They no-blooded this weekend.
All right.
That's what they call it. They said that's what they get. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they do like before the game.
I don't know what that means.
They said he said this is a no-blooded game as far as the defensive line. They're gonna take the challenge and they're gonna win.
All right.
I don't know what that means, but it scares me.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I am going to take the Cards. I think Louisville wins this one. Experienced quarterback in Jack Plummer, whatever that means, because he used to be bad at Purdue, and he was not great at Cal. Jeff Brom, 10-win season his first year. Incredible stuff.
He's a magician.
While the basketball program has problems because guys don't want to wear tights. Which Strick, did you see that by chance?
Which part?
Did you see Kenny Payne talking about how a dude had to sit out because he wasn't
didn't
sure
have the right tights.
He wasn't sure that he wanted to play because they didn't have the right tights for him.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway,
No.
He said it before the game. He said he couldn't go out on the court without
we have the quote in the drives folder.
And it's
in the
tight,
drives
it's
folder
tights
today.
that they don't own.
They don't even offer them.
Okay.
Here's what Kenny Payne said. Here's what Kenny Payne said when asked why the player didn't play as much as he normally did.
You ready for this? I probably shouldn't tell you this. We didn't have the tights that he wanted, so he didn't know if he wanted to play. Oh, yeah.
He said, oh, yeah.
You heard it.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have the tights that he wanted, that we've never had for him. And he decided, I don't feel like I can go.
Wow.
That's what young people do.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know. But he figured it out in the second half. He accepted the fact that we didn't have the tights that we've never had for him. And he played well.
They're laughing at it.
So there you go. There you go.
That's going to be on a coaching obituary when he gets fired right there.
There you go.
Not the right tights.
All right.
Tights
So,
that we've never had.
yeah. So I'm going to take Louisville as well. I really like Jawar Jordan, by the way, in the backfield. All right. In the Big Ten Conference, number 2 Michigan versus number 16 Iowa. This is a 7 p.m. kick on Fox.
It was a beatdown.
Michigan is a 22-point favorite. I'll say it first. Michigan, and I'm super locking the Wolverines to cover 22.
So is it like worth triple the points? When
Double.
Wait, 22 flat or 22 and a half?
22 flat.
Do it, Rico.
Do you want to push?
Here we go. You know you want to.
Push
24-2.
So we have to explain to Jay.
28 to 6.
We have to explain to Jay what a push does. So on this, if Rico can elect, Rico's the only idiot that will do it.
That's true.
If you say that Michigan's going to win by exactly 22, you get. So it counts for 5 points.
And so that's how you lost 10.
That's how you lost. Yep.
Yes. So it counts for 5 points.
I was the only team I would ever do pushes with. And I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
So Michigan will push 22, baby.
Let's
That's
go.
22. They're
22 nothing. 24-2.
I'm going to be sitting there like, I need a safety.
It really doesn't feel like it could be a 22-0 type of game, but it feels like Iowa's going to be held scoreless. Austin, what you got?
Michigan. Give me the Wolverines.
All right. Stricky?
I think I'm rolling Wolverines as well.
Jay?
Michigan. Yeah, Michigan.
All right, there you go. All right, in the
You're all
SEC,
going to look so foolish.
in the SEC championship game, number 1 Georgia versus number 8 Alabama. The Bulldogs are a 5-point favorite. The last game of the SEC to ever be played on CBS is tomorrow. And who do we got? I'm going to take
Roll Tide.
Okay, there you go, Stricky. All right, Austin.
I already picked one set of dogs. I'll do it twice. Georgia.
All right, there you go, Rico. Georgia is a 5-point. Do you want to push? Georgia is a 5-point favorite against Alabama.
I'll do it again. Rico, I'll do it again.
I got
Alabama. I just have to hit once. I just have to hit once. Alabama struggled against Auburn. Georgia looked against Georgia Tech. 5 points. Sounds nice. I'm a push.
Yes.
That's so stupid.
I'm about to
either get 10 points or
The
I'm going to lose
airplane
20.
movie. Yeah. Ready? The airplane movie.
Hey, but if I get 10 points, you guys are gonna feel like fools.
and you'll still be 73-71.
You are not wrong.
All right, Jay, who do you got? Georgia or Bama?
Oof. Man,
I want controversy.
I'm gonna go Georgia.
I want controversy.
And then you know what? Georgia's my super lock.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh,
interesting.
And that, what does that mean?
No,
7
you mean
points.
if Georgia covers, you get 2 victories, 2 points.
So they got to win by 5 or more.
They have to win by 6 or more.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if they don't cover,
I
then
lose
you lose
10.
2.
What's the one where you get 10 points?
Push. If you say
Say Georgia by 5.
is going to win by 5.
Oh no, I can't. Do
All right, there you go.
that's why they got those dumb numbers like that. It's hard to win by 5.
It is.
22-17.
So there you go. All right, to the NFL really quickly here. The Denver Broncos face off against C.J. Stroud and the Texans. This is a noon kick on CBS. Texans are a 3-point favorite. Rico.
CJ Stroud is still a career loser. I don't care what he does in the NFL. But give me the Texans.
Austin.
Texans.
Okay, Restricki.
Texans.
Jay. Clean sweep.
Texans push.
Whoa!
Believe it.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Texans push.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Jay's
CJ Stroud
Jay's
go.
gonna walk in and be 21-0 after this week. He's gonna get the push. All right, I'm gonna take the Texans as well. It's a clean sweep. The Texans cover the 3. Or if you're Jay, they just win by 3.
I feel like I should just push everything that doesn't have a half.
Well, there's going to be a lot of pushes here. The Falcons at the Jets. Jets are a 2-point underdog to the Atlanta Falcons. Rico.
Falcons over Jets. Super lock.
Okay. All right. Austin?
Yep, I'll take the Dirty Birds.
All right. Stricky.
He wasn't paying attention.
He's got to look at the scoreboard.
The Falcons are so doodle brown. Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Not playing.
I know.
Okay. I just
But
got
it's
to
a
make sure.
setup. Jets, let's roll. Jets,
All right.
Jets, Jets.
I'm going with the Falcons.
Yeah, no, I heard it.
What?
Spelled
I spelled it wrong. J-E-T.
What do you say?
I said E-S. I said Jennies.
Hey, you did the French version with the apostrophe. Right.
The J is silent.
Yeah,
The J is silent. Yes. Yes. I'm going to take the Jets as well, or the Jetties. All right, moving on. We got 3 games left.
Rico, supersonic ears over there.
We got 3 games left.
Parker said it. I didn't say anything.
The Miami Dolphins go to Washington to face off against the Commanders. The Dolphins are a 9.5-point favorite on Sunday at noon. Rico.
I hate the Dolphins, and I don't want Jake Sorensen to have happiness with his Dolphins, but they will not lose to the Commanders.
Will they cover, though?
They will.
Okay.
They can't beat good teams. They can cover against bad teams. I'll take the Fins as well.
All right, there you go.
Then Stricky super lock.
Oh, okay.
Fans.
To win by double check. Okay, perfect. I can't type that fast. Jay, Dolphins. All right, sweet. I'm taking Dolphins as well. All right, moving on. Probably the best game of the weekend, the 49ers against the Eagles. The 49ers on the road in Philly are a 3-point favorite in this 3:25 kickoff on Fox.
Ooh.
That's tough.
Ooh.
I
That's
like
tough.
that.
That's tough.
Ooh, push.
You heard it.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? Let's go. 15 points. Let's go.
What, oh, okay.
You did a double
He's doing a
push?
push.
Triple
He's doing a push.
Triple push?
Number 3. Do you want a triple push?
That'd
What's
be
that?
30 points.
I mean, you could win 30 points, or you could win 15 or lose 30. Why the hell not? That's so stupid.
It's the end of the season.
This
What
is
am I going to get worse?
We're continuing this through basketball.
Oh, with the record?
Yes.
Oh, this is a problem. Let's go.
All right, triple push. Austin.
San Fran feels disrespected for how last year's game went. I think they come in motivated. Not enough. Philly wins.
All right, cool. Stricky.
I'm rolling Philly.
Philly. Jay.
49ers.
All right, I'm going to take the Eagles here to cover the 3-point underdog. All right, in Sunday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers coming off that Thanksgiving victory against the Lions. This is 7:20 kickoff on NBC. The Chiefs on the road in Lambeau are a 6-point favorite.
Chiefs big.
Okay. Austin?
Packers cover, Chiefs win.
Whoa, okay, cool. Stricky.
That's where I was leaning to. I think I'm going to go Packers cover.
Jay?
Oh, the Chiefs. Yeah.
I'm going to take the Chiefs as well. All right, there you go. All right, gentlemen.
I
There it
didn't
is.
have to write anything down.
Didn't have to
Thank you,
write-
Nick.
I got you.
Yeah.
I take care of it all.
That was fun, man.
It's fun. We do it every Friday. You're more than welcome to hang out anytime.
You're always welcome, JB.
Always welcome.
Easy.
That was funny, man. On second thought. Let me change that.
All right, guys. What's coming up on the show, gentlemen?
We'll talk Tony White a little bit. 1.6 mil for the DC. That's pretty cool. Nebraska Creighton stakes. What does it mean for each team and key matchups? We'll get into conference championships and more.
There you go. More that's coming up on the block with Strick and Austin. Make sure you stick around. Enjoy conference championship weekend. Rico and I will talk to you on Monday. We'll talk to you later.
Adios.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Don't miss the most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in Lincoln at the Nebraska Ag Expo, the second largest indoor ag show in the U.S. December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Check out all the latest technology in row crop and livestock production, robotics, and more at the expanded Innovation Hub. Mark your calendar. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. See you in Lincoln. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at Midwest Bank.